Hello, welcome back to another lesson. In this lesson, I'll be explaining email security. This means this lesson would explain why email remains the most exploited entry point for attackers. Email is trusted, widely used, and deeply embedded in daily work. And that combination makes it the most effective attack method in cybersecurity. Yeah, we really need to learn this, right? It's going to be an interesting thing. So let's get right into it. What's the importance of email security? Why does it matter? It matters because email concentrates human risk. Most attacks start with email. Email reaches every employee. It is easy to abuse human trust, and one click can trigger a major breach. Hence, we need to take email security seriously. Why do attackers love email? They love email because email lowers the barrier for them. There is low cost to launch attacks. There is high success rate compared to technical exploits. Also, they get direct access to real user and they do not need to hack systems first. Let's consider the common email-based attacks. Email enables multiple types of attacks. Let's consider a few of them. The first one is phishing. The second one is spear phishing. The third one is business email compromise. And the last one is malware delivery. I know we've considered phishing before during the course of this course, but let's do a recap. And before I proceed, if you're here to see the video for phishing, I think it's best you do that before you proceed. So let's continue. Phishing targets human behavior. Attackers can use fake emails pretending to be trusted sources. They can design to steal credentials or sensitive data. They can use urgency, fear, or curiosity, and they can exploit trust rather than vulnerabilities. And this is why I can say phishing targets human behavior. Now, let's consider spear phishing. Spear phishing increases success through targeting. It is a highly targeted phishing attack. It is personalized to specific individuals. It uses real names, roles, and context, and it is much harder to detect than generic phishing. Let's now move to business email compromise, which is the BEC. BEC focuses on financial manipulation. In this case, attackers impersonate executives of vendors, they request for urgent payments or sensitive data, and for many times, no malware is involved in the process, and it causes massive financial losses. Let's now consider what we know to be malicious attachments. Attachments are common malware carriers. It's just a way you are attaching a file to an email when you're sending it. And why do I say attachments are common malware carriers? Infected documents or files can lead to a massive breach if used during phishing. And if a malware is embedded in that document, executing that can cause a big problem. Also, attachments often are disguised as invoices or reports. That's why we need to be careful of them. And they rely on user curiosity or urgency. Let's consider malicious links. Just the way we have malicious attachments, we have malicious links. And for links, they redirect users into trap. Links lead to fake login pages. It harvests credentials silently. They are often shortened or disguised, and they are difficult to identify at a glance. And that is why you need to use an external tool to really detect whether the link is malicious or not. Let's consider email security controls. Technical controls reduce exposure, such as spam filtering, malware scanning, link inspection, and attachment sandboxing. What are the email authentication basics? They help us confirm legitimate senders. They help us reduce spoofing and impersonation. They help us build trust in email communication, and it is a critical protection layer. There's no way we'll talk about phishing or email attacks without talking about user awareness and training. Because we've seen a good number of times that humans are still the weakest link when it comes to security or cybersecurity. So people still remain a key defense layer. We need to train them. And why? Because technology alone is not enough. Also, users must recognize suspicious links or suspicious emails on their own. And training them would help us reduce attack success rates. And I must tell you that awareness is very essential. If you can train people, train employees, I think this can really help reduce the attack success rate and can even help reduce the rate at which we have data breaches or breaches in general through email attacks. Let's now consider email security and the CIA triad. Email attacks affect all security goals. Confidential is affected through data theft. Integrity is affected through fraudulent communication. Availability can be affected through disruption and incidents. And email touches all the three. What are the common email security mistakes? Small mistakes may enable large breaches. So, what are those common mistakes that we should avoid? Overtrusting internal emails. The fact that it is coming from your colleague, that you both work together in the same organization, does not mean it is safe. Also, ignoring security warnings. You shouldn't do this. Lack of user training. You should train all employees and all users. And weak email filtering. This means that we must filter email properly. What have we learned so far in this lesson? In this lesson, we have been able to highlight email risk. We have seen that email is the primary attack entry point. We have seen that most attack targets people, not systems. Also, we've seen that defense requires tools and awareness together. And lastly, we've seen that one email can change everything. Let's take a test together. Here is the question. Which email attack involves impersonating a trusted executive to request money? Pause the video, read through the options, pick your answer and drop in the comments, then come back to play the video. What's the correct answer? The correct answer is C, and that is business email compromise. That's all for this lesson. If you're yet to subscribe to our channel, please do that now. Also, do not forget to like, share, and comment. Thank you so much, and see you in the next lesson.